There's growing outrage against U.S. President Donald Trump for backing the self-proclaimed Venezuela President Juan Guaido. The EFF, the SACP and Labour Federation SAFTU are calling on the world to support the country's democratic leader, President Nicolas Maduro. On Saturday, the Security Council failed to speak with one voice on the matter.
A power struggle between Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and opposition leader Juan Guaido. This amid protests over the economic meltdown. The standoff has split the international community among nations that recognize Guaido as president, including the United States and those recognizing Maduro. At the Security Council meeting, Russia, China and South Africa questioned the U.S. intervention.
We should recognize the government of President Maduro as chief government of Venezuela. So that has not changed from South African position.
The South African Federation of Trade Unions has condemned Trump's actions of endorsing the self-proclaimed leader. Zwelinzi Mavavi says Venezuela can resolve this crisis.
The first thing that we must not allow is for capital to dictate who should be the leaders of any country, in particular international capitalists. The second thing that we must say is to say to Trump and all of these extreme right wings in Brazil and other countries, hands off the problems of Venezuela, allow the Venezuelans to solve their own problems. They don't need a big brother with a big scambok ready to whip a winner of any elections that they do not like into line. That's so undemocratic for Trump to want to dictate to Venezuelans.
The SACP and other trade unions will be calling for protests outside the U.S. Embassy in support of the people of Venezuela.
The world should reject this unilateralism of the U.S. government. We should also stand together, particularly through the United Nations, to sustain and defend the integrity and autonomy and independence of countries. In this case, a country like Venezuela, to practice the social system that they saw fit for their respective countries.
If there are objections of elections in Venezuela, they must exhaust all the constitutional processes. They must go to the courts there and challenge the elections, instead of ushering in a coup d'etat, because what is effectively happening in Venezuela is a coup d'etat where the president of the National Assembly just declares himself a president without a popular mandate.
Meanwhile, Pope Francis says he fears the political crisis in Venezuela will descend into a bloodbath. Ndundu Sitole, SABC News, Johannesburg.